fully upgraded super hatches. Hello there everybody and welcome to OpenFed Gaming. You're listening to the OpenFed. Today we are in a track day event in our rookie season. We're driving a mini hatch JCW, that's the John Cooper Works. We're driving on the streets of Shanghai, China on the Waibaidu Way. This is our last circuit racing event of the super hatches. We're doing 3 laps. We're driving at night with clear skies and we started 7th of 22. We dropped a few spots for a couple of reasons. One, we never really start out full speed at the beginning, but another one, and the main reason, is these guys are really aggressive. They will bang into you, push you out of the way. I've seen them run cars, each other, right off the road. And when you're racing like that, if you're 2 or 3 wide and you're all bunched together, it's really hard to get away and it makes it really tough. So to get passed by a bunch of cars doesn't surprise me. Now, it is 4 laps and the laps are not short, so they're going to take a little while, but when you take that first lap and just kind of let everybody settle in where they're going to settle in, try to pass a few and stay near the front of the pack, and you're going to be okay. So sitting here at 13th, we're all right. They've thinned out a little bit. Now, of course, you can't wait too long because the cars, when they thin out, means that the line of cars is going to be longer, meaning that the cars at the front are further away. Meaning they got a bigger lead. So you can't sit back and wait too long for that, so you always got to start and try to pass at the same time as the lines are thinning out. Now sometimes that's easier said than done. In this race, certainly in this first lap, it's been a little tough, but we're coming near the end of the lap and we seem to have picked things up a little bit. Now we're in 7th place with only 6 cars left in front of us and basically 3 full laps to go, but don't let that fool you because that doesn't always mean you're going to win. We still got 6 cars to contend with and we can only see 2 of them. So we got to rip along here now. That's probably the best place to pass anybody is along that straight section, or if you can keep in control around a corner like that. Now I went wide obviously because otherwise I was going to run into him and I was going too fast for the corner. So you got to adjust a little bit for all that, and if you can time it just right, sometimes you get lucky. Other than that, if you want to try and cut them on the inside, that's a little bit harder because they tend to squeeze the inside corner quite tight. And like I said, they're pretty aggressive. They don't let up. They'll knock you, push you out of the way if they have to. They don't really care too much. But I try to drive as clean a race as possible because let's face it, that's what you're going to do in real life. So why not do that? Why take liberties in the game that you wouldn't take in real life? That's my philosophy, so try to drive the way you should. Now we've already moved up with that strategy in mind. We've only got 4 cars left in front of us and it looks like things are looking up. Because these guys seem to go really slow. They seem to be very scared of corners. Straight sections, they just zip away on you like they're being chased by the devil. But I tell you, when it comes to a corner, they slow right down and it's almost like they got to shift from 4th or 5th right down into 1st gear. I don't get that. But if that's the way it's going to be, that's fine. They can slow down and we'll zip by them just like that. We got 3 cars left to go and we're coming around. See, this is what I mean. They go so slow and forget it. I'm not going to sit behind them. Well, let's go. And we're only just finishing our 2nd lap. But when I do things like this, the race dictates that I have to do it, but I don't like to because I don't like to be the lead car so early in the race. As you know, I prefer to be chasing somebody rather than to be chased. Because when you're chasing somebody, you can tell and kind of figure out exactly how hard you got to push yourself to catch up to that person. But when you're leading, it's really hard to know how hard you got to push to stay ahead of that person. All I've got is the counter, and the counter tells me that I'm 2.89, 3 seconds ahead of the next car. Now 3 seconds is a nice buffer. Oh, almost over boogied and slammed into the wall there. Got to be careful of that though. 3 seconds is a nice little buffer, 3.5, 4 seconds. But there again, if I would have slammed into the wall there, I could have easily lost that 3 seconds and got passed by the car behind us. So with the thought in mind that you have a little bit of a buffer, you also want to drive a clean race. You don't want to hit the walls, you don't want to hit any other cars, which we're not going to hit because they're all behind us. But you don't want to impede your speed, plus you also don't want to push your speed to a chaotic level that you're going to lose control. So you want to drive a nice clean race, enjoy it while you're in the lead. It doesn't always happen that you get to be in the lead for 2 laps like this, and just enjoy the graphics and the gameplay of the game. It's a fantastic game. Grid Legends, that's what we're playing in. Fantastic graphics, fantastic gameplay. I really enjoy it. The only thing I miss is that I wish it had a VR capability, so you could sit inside the cockpit and look out the sides. That's kind of cool. I've done that in other races and I really enjoy that. But it doesn't have that. But maybe in future upcoming releases, maybe they'll make a new Grid Legends and incorporate VR into that one. I'd be looking forward to that if they did. Anyhow, back to the race. We're in our last lap and we're about, I'd say halfway through. The nice thing about being by yourself too, we're about 8.5, 9 second lead now, and they're not going to catch us. The Opafet's going to win this game, this particular race. But what I like sometimes is you get to use the whole track and you get to kind of practice going from side to side and going fast, and you can start to get a feel for which vehicles you can push a little harder than others. And it's really enjoyable to rip through the streets by yourself sometimes. Anyhow, really enjoyed this race, and I hope you enjoyed it too. If you don't want to miss any of the upcoming races, think about hitting that subscribe button. We got some good ones coming up. More VR from Gran Turismo and more Grid Legends. Always enjoy those. Hope to see you back here again real soon at Opafet Gaming, and you've been racing shotgun with the Opafet. Have a great day.